Hi, it's Mike Chen. He is the most beloved man in North Korea. Perhaps because there's a strict law that tells you to love him or you might get killed. Kim Jong has become the subject of many news features and documentaries, and the stories surrounding him are more interesting than the facts about his real life. To the outside world, he is a crazy despot who has a strange friendship with Dennis Rodman of all people. But to North Koreans, he is a being sent by the gods to save them from turmoil and bring them to paradise. So today we're going to explore these myths and count down to the 10 reasons why North Koreans think Kim Jong-un is a god. Number 10, well, his daddy was a god. In order to be a god, you must also have parents who are gods. That usually helps. The late dictator Kim Jong-il was a mythical being to North Koreans, as well as Kim Il-sung, Jong-un's grandfather. The Kims are said to have descended from a bloodline that was chosen by ancient gods to save North Korea. According to an official biography, Kim Jong-il was born atop a mountain considered to be sacred by North Koreans. During his birth on that winter night, a star appeared in the sky. Sound familiar? And immediately the season changed to spring, as if to herald his coming into the world. But of course, in actuality, according to North Korea's Soviet allies, Kim Jong-il was born in a small Siberian village in 1941, far from any mountain and nowhere near the Korean peninsula. However, the myth was cemented by the North Korean population and extending the same mythical personality to Kim Jong-un, who is now equally considered heaven sent. Number 9, Hamburger Meister. Now, who doesn't love burgers? Especially with nice crispy slices of bacon, maybe an avocado. It's just so perfect. It has become an icon in the American diet, as well as one of the world's most recognized sandwiches. And of course, the world has Kim Jong-il to thank for that. Calling it double bread with meat, Kim Jong-un's father was considered to be the creator and father of this delicious piece of delicacy that he sees as the national dish of North Korea. And of course, who wouldn't want to sing praises to the son of the man who brought us the wonderful hamburger? Even during his last days, Kim Jong-il made every effort to secure Kim Jong-un's position as his heir, as well as deeply etch his cult of personality into the minds of a subjugated nation. Claiming that the hamburger was an invention of his was a small piece of a bigger puzzle that helped secure Kim Jong-un's now uncontested power. Number 8, despot style. Shortly after Kim Jong-il's death, his signature gray military overall was being celebrated by the international fashion community, well, according to North Korean state media anyway. And according to fashion designers all around the world, the Kim Jong-il model is something unprecedented in the world's history. Now fast forward to Kim Jong-un's rise to power. His haircut has become quite a statement to the country as well. As the closely cropped haircut with a bushy top grew in popularity, North Korean men have been known to cut their hair the same way as Kim Jong-un, as they see him as a man of immense style, giving that haircut the name Ambition. But if you ask me, you have to be pretty ambitious to walk in a sea of people with that haircut. No wonder that Kim Jong-un was voted the sexiest man alive by The Onion in 2012. Number 7, blessed bowels. Like his father and his grandfather before him, Kim Jong-un, according to North Korean media and his biographers, are perfect human beings and are so highly evolved that their bodies have done away with bowel movements. It is strongly believed by North Koreans that Kim Jong-il and Kim Jong-un's bodies were so perfectly calibrated that they never need to urinate or defecate. Their official biographers also state that they can consume food and their bodies would absorb all the nutrients and somehow get rid of the unneeded elements in the food without any kinds of toiletry. So maybe Kim Jong-un is like a unicorn, he just poops rainbows. Number 6, the shining sun. North Koreans revere their leaders highly, and that's an understatement. Placing portraits of their leaders in their homes, offices, and even schools gives a little bit of an eerie vibe that you may only encounter in a George Orwell novel, but that is daily life for an average North Korean. Each success, big or small, is attributed to their leaders, dead or alive, and with good reason. They are all expected to adore them like one would adore a relic from a saint or like a religious zealot. The Kims have quite a monopoly on this in order to strengthen their image for whatever purpose. Like his father and his grandfather before him, Kim Jong-un is showered with titles from the ceremonies to the ones that they seem to have just come up on the spot. In 2012, in addition to being satirically declared the sexiest man alive by The Onion, a 1,800-foot hillside carving was made and dedicated to him by his country that reads, "Long live the general, long live the shining sun." The shining sun was among his many titles, but he is mostly known as the general or the supreme leader, following the tradition of titles such as the internal leader for Kim Il-sung, the generalissimo, or the great leader for Kim Jong-il. Number 5, heir to greatness. Kim Jong-un was undoubtedly as great as his father, at least according to North Korean state media. Because apparently in his youth, Kim Jong-un was already an expert sailor that could have given a few tips to the pros. What's even more amazing was the fact that Kim Jong-un learned how to drive by the age of 3 and was really good at it. Something that everybody else in the world must really envy. And according to his extensive resume of skills and talents that seem to be made up by Joey Tribbiani, Kim Jong-un is also a celebrated composer and musician, sharing his fame and talents across the globe. Number 4, Time Lord. Aside from the United States, North Korea has a degree of disdain towards other countries. Aside from hating on the US, North Korea has a degree of disdain towards, well, a number of other countries like South Korea and Japan. North Korea's bitterness against Japan, however, comes with an interesting story. For decades, North Koreans held a strong belief that during their occupation in 1919, they stole time from the country. Yes, time, which according to them was an injustice to the North Korean people. And on August 15th, 2015, this injustice was corrected when Kim Jong-un himself gave time back to the North Korean people, winding their clocks back by half an hour. Number 3, no contest. Years after Kim Jong-un took control of the country, he declared that elections should take place in order to show the world, well, that North Korea was not a totalitarian regime and gave its people a form of democracy that allows them civil liberties. Well, in this election, Kim Jong-un won by 99.9% of the votes, showing that he is only 0.1% more popular than his father. According to news reports from media agencies outside of North Korea, people were actually not allowed to choose another candidate, but they must cast votes in a specially designated booth. Number 2, picture of youth. While it is not quite mythical or godlike, Kim Jong-un is known as the youngest world leader. While there is much speculation about his true age and date of birth, this fact has worked wonders for the North Korean leader to his advantage. So besides learning how to drive by the age of 3 and being a master sailor before he reached his teens, being the youngest world leader adds more wood to the fire of his cult personality that North Korea sings praises over and craves praise for. On a similar note, the speculation about his true year of birth is within the years 1992, 1993, or 1994, which puts him in his mid-30s. And finally, number 1, a global event. The North Korean PR machine is an incredible thing, and it can really make people believe the things they say about their leaders. Starting in schools and conditioning children to devote their lives to glorify Kim Jong-un and his father, as well as his grandpa, songs are always sung about their lives and the mythology that envelops it. So taking our number 1 spot is the myth North Koreans are led to believe that Kim Jong-un's birthday is a global event. Just like Christmas or New Year's Day, North Koreans are told that Kim Jong-un is beloved by all the people in the world, in that they celebrate his birthday and mark it as a special occasion that warrants parades and festivities akin to the ones done within the hermit state. This pushes Kim Jong-un's godlike status in the minds of the North Korean people, because what deity would not want to have a feast day dedicated to him and celebrate it internationally? Of course, as ridiculous as all this is, I do feel so bad for the North Korean people, and I really hope that one day soon they could be truly liberated. And if this turns out to be my last YouTube video, well, you'll know what happened. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.